It's me, Deacon. Better Call Saul is a prequel to the hit AMC series Breaking Bad, created by Vince Gilligan. However, he is joined by Peter Gould to make Better Call Saul. This video contains 0 spoilers for the final season of Better Call Saul, so no need to worry if you aren't caught up. In my last Iceberg video, I covered the deepest Breaking Bad iceberg, so naturally, I figured I should do the deepest Better Call Saul iceberg. So if you end up enjoying this video, click subscribe and like. It does mean a lot for the channel. And yeah, but enough of that YouTube shit. Let's get right into this iceberg. Made by me, so no missing entries. Let's get into it. Jimmy McGill. Jimmy has many aliases, but this is the one that they call most in Better Call Saul, even though the show is called Better Call Saul. In case you forgot, Jimmy's real name is James, but he calls himself Jimmy because of his arch nemesis, James McGill. Well, it's mostly his pride, actually. Saul Goodman. Yes, we have to get these all out of the way, because I know it can get confusing, but this is another one of his nicknames this man is known as. At this point, this man has more fucking nicknames than most rappers, but he doesn't adopt this name until much later in the series. But Jimmy appears to view Saul Goodman as some sort of alter ego, much like Walt with Heisenberg. Most of the shady lawyer business he does is under this name, but sometimes it's no doubt Saul is the one doing these demonic acts. Gene Takovic. This is Jimmy's new name he goes under after the events of Breaking Bad. In case for some reason you didn't catch on. Average name for an average guy, I guess. 2002. This is the year that Better Call Saul takes place. Funnily enough, that was the year I was born. It's kind of interesting to see the culture and stuff of how 2002 was. Slipping Jimmy.
I know what you were, what you are. People don't change. You're Slipping Jimmy.
Yet another alias Jimmy has in his back pocket. Slipping Jimmy, which was a nickname in his younger years when he was scamming in this way. Just doing insurance scams and falling everywhere and scamming people. Omaha, Nebraska. The middle of nowhere. This is the place Jimmy fled to after the events of Breaking Bad. If you're from Omaha, Nebraska, shout out to you. Biznatch. This damn word. These skateboarding scammers from the first couple episodes of Better Call Saul called Tuco's Abuelita a crazy old biznatch in her own house with Tuco present, which is of course enough for Tuco to want to kill them, unsurprisingly. I just love the way Tuco's face changes when he hears these guys insulting his cookum right to his face. Like, he had to double look, like, what the fuck did these guys even say? Like, what the fuck did these guys say?
My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live at 308 Negra Arroyo Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87104.
I don't know if this technically counts as spoilers, as AMC posted this on their Twitter before the last season dropped the Better Call Saul. But in case you don't have Twitter and you didn't see it, skip to this time on the screen. Walter and Jesse are apparently confirmed to make an appearance in the last season. At the time of recording this, the finale hasn't aired yet, so I'm not 100% sure. But originally in this entry, I said that Walter White wasn't going to make an appearance. Actually, they will, which is kind of cool. Hopefully they don't fuck it up and just, like, I don't know, have him fucking taking a shit in the background or something. But in my opinion, it's kind of fucked up that they spoiled us. Jimmy has bad knees.
Take it easy. Breathe in, breathe out. Alright, I'm gonna stand up, alright? Because I got bad knees. That's better.
Kind of reminds me of that guy from SpongeBob who always says, "My leg!" You know who I'm talking about. It's unclear if Saul's knees are really as bad as he says, but after years of straight scamming people in the way he did, with him being Slippin' Jimmy and all, I could believe that. Juan Tabo. This is a street where a lot of locations in Better Call Saul are shot. In the Breaking Bad universe, Juan Tabo is one of those iconic street names. Somehow everybody lives on Juan Tabo Boulevard. As far as I can tell, there is not really a reason. A lot of the iconic places are on Juan Tabo.
6353 Juan Tabo, apartment 6.
Electromagnetic hypersensitivity, pretty much like a mental illness that makes people think they have a disease, and they believe and report that whenever around any kind of electricity they feel unpleasant symptoms that can range to just feeling uneasy, to feel like how Chuck does in a show and like almost pass out from being around electricity. Even though it's all in your head, it is not real. There is no scientific proof to back it up. I'm not going to go on a tangent here because I don't want the same shit to happen with my last video where they put some fucking Wikipedia article. So yeah, that's what it is. The Heisenberg variant. The Heisenberg variant is this Instagram comedian. I kind of don't like to say that. He's an Instagram comedian. He's a 99% lookalike of Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, or Bryan Cranston, or whatever. You know, he looks like Heisenberg. He looks like Walter White, which is amazing. That's his handle, by the way, the Heisenberg variant. That's not a new strain of, but yeah. Trevor Phillips in Better Call Saul. Stephen Ogg, also known as Trevor Phillips in GTA 5, appears in Better Call Saul Season 1, Episode 9, titled Pimento. In this scene, he appears as hired muscle for the flaming Hummer pill selling doctor guy, I guess. I don't care to learn his name. I just don't like this guy. I don't like this character. But he hires Sobchak, some other goon, and of course Mike. And well, let's just say it doesn't go well for the other bodyguards, because Mike is the ultimate mega giga chad. Saul Goodman Productions, much like Breaking Bad's SaveWalterWhite.com. Better Call Saul also has a website you can visit, which shows you these poorly drawn storyboards for these commercials and scripts, and a lot of bullshitting to hopefully get you to buy said commercial. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner kind of looks like Saul or Bob Odenkirk. I mean, they kind of look alike. When you start looking, they really look alike. I could see why a waitress believed he was Kevin Costner, because just looking at them side by side here, it is pretty weird. They do look quite similar. This isn't the first time they bring up Kevin Costner in a series. I mean, in the whole Breaking Bad universe, because in Breaking Bad, where he tells Walter, I once told a woman I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it. So yeah, this dates back quite a bit.
Let me tell you something. If you're committed enough, you can make any story work. I once convinced a woman that I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it. Right? It has nothing to do with the story. Besides, this dump isn't gonna work because it doesn't have a Danny. Okay, there's no Danny here.
Hey.
Hey.
You are not Kevin Costner.
I was last night.
Jesse lives close to Chuck. From people looking on Google Maps, Better Call Saul fans have figured out that Chuck only lives 2 minutes from where Jesse's house is in the Breaking Bad universe. Saul's ring. Jimmy's ring does not seem that significant. I mean, he does fidget with it in many scenes, which could allude to him being nervous. But unless you were paying attention, you would know it was given to him by a close friend from his childhood, Marco Pasternak. Jimmy and Marco would go to the bar and scam drunk people. So when Jimmy found out his brother Chuck was blocking him from being a legitimate lawyer at their law firm, he then felt betrayed and went to the same bar he went to as a young adult and met his old buddy Marco. Him and Marco decide they will scam someone, and during the scam, Marco dies of a heart attack, and Jimmy takes his ring as a symbol of their friendship. Or maybe he's trying to pawn it later, I don't know. Also, I might just be looking too much into this. It might just be some little attention to detail. But Jimmy wears this ring on his pinky, which was an organized crime mafia type of thing. So it could be applied here, because this is the moment Jimmy becomes Saul. But this is when Jimmy decides that he'll scheme Better Call Saul training videos. These are short promotional videos available on the AMC YouTube channel, which is produced by Saul Goodman Productions. Very good production company, would highly recommend them. Helped me make this video actually. Instead of explaining what these consist of, I'll just show you one so you can get the vibe of it. Better Call Saul sus. Okay, let me just show you this scene.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks here, guys. I'm guessing your two fine uniformed officers found Mr. Wormald's little hidey hole, and that's why you two are so interested in helping my friend here. I get it. A hiding place in the baseboard, it's going to make anyone suspicious, but let me assure you, there's nothing illegal going on here.
Then why is he so nervous?
Because I must say, the flop sweat is kind of suspect.
We all have our secrets, don't we? And who among us is without sin?
Breaking Bad anime memes. Anime memes, as we know, are shit. Like, it's no secret. I don't know why the whole internet is just figuring this out now. But yes, anime memes are shitty. You replace them with Breaking Bad screenshot in Better Call Saul. Suddenly, these memes are a 10 out of 10. Officer Saxton. He's a recurring police officer in the Breaking Bad universe. Saxton is first seen in Season 3, Episode 3 of Breaking Bad, where him and his partner go and question Walter and Skyler at their house. And of course he reappears in Better Call Saul, where Saxton and Officer Baker get a call from Daniel, that guy that sells pills and buys a flame Hummer. Yeah, him. He stupidly tells the cops his baseball cards got stolen, which basically invites the cops to look around his house. Then they get a warrant to find his illegal prescriptions. Better Call Saul 3D. This doesn't need explaining, just watch.
Alright, I say,
green or
Fire and Ice theory. What you're seeing on screen right now is something a Redditor made. I'm sure you could tell. This was in Season 1, I'm pretty sure, of Better Call Saul. And if you don't know, if you didn't watch my last Iceberg, or you forgot, there's color theory in Breaking Bad, and the way they use it in Better Call Saul is, I see a lot of blue and red comparisons. Blue is the good guy and red is the bad guy. And in multiple scenes, whoever the good guy or the bad guy is will be wearing blue accordingly or red accordingly. So yeah, shout out to Saulspiracy on the Better Call Saul subreddit. Pretty interesting theory. Did you know that you have rights? This amazing quote comes from one of the Saul Goodman commercials where he asks,
Did you know that you have rights?
I know it's a joke, but I think it's also some pretty decent commentary on the reality that not a lot of people oftentimes know the rights that they really have. JPI. A graffiti tag from episode 3 season 1 on a payphone. There's tag saying JPI, and this is the same graffiti tag from Breaking Bad in Jesse's house. American Greed. James McGill. A parody episode of the famous TV show / documentary documenting the real-life businessmen who went to extreme illegal methods to try and get rich. Which, if James McGill, aka Jimmy McGill, aka Saul Goodman, was a real person, no doubt he would be covered on this show. So in preparation for the final season of Better Call Saul, CNBC, the network that owns American Greed, put up a 10-minute parody special on YouTube. I assume on their website as well, or something like that. It's an entertaining watch that'll make you laugh, especially if you don't like the Kittlemans. Cucumber water. Ah yes, the infamous, ever-elusive elixir, known simply as cucumber water, said to cure any ailment, any disease, the water of the gods. Well, as we know, it is only for the customers of a nail salon. I'm sure he didn't need to say that. Jimmy gets reminded many of times. Also, Jimmy just eventually drinks the water of the gods and becomes a god, cause fuck it. Anyways, this is no doubt the moment Walter becomes Saul. I mean, Kim is Wendy. It's a pretty weird theory in the Better Call Saul community that Kim is Wendy. I don't know if it's more of a meme, but basically the theory is that Kim is Wendy from Breaking Bad. In case you don't remember, Wendy is a hooker that helps Jesse out a couple times and screws him over. And the only connections with this is they both have blonde hair. Like, I don't know if maybe there is a deeper theory there, but that's all I kind of seen so far. It's an interesting thought, but I really don't think that's the case here. Better Call Saul was never supposed to happen. Vince Gilligan was debating whether to do a show about the events surrounding Walter White's death. I guess more of how the world would react to Walter White dying, which I guess we've seen already in the end of Breaking Bad, but it would have been interesting to see a little bit more, which I hope we do actually in the final seasons. Better Call Saul comic book. Better Call Saul Client Development is a comic book published online. It was released alongside Better Call Saul in 2015. The comic is about how Saul found out about Walter White's identity. In case you forgot, in Breaking Bad, there was a cut scene where Saul finds out Walter White's identity, and we get to see the process of that. However, we see this process now in this comic book. It's a pretty interesting read if you're really trying to consume every piece of media related to this goated series. Jimmy dies. This is apparently his theory, where in the end, Jimmy dies. Yes, I know, very original. No, obviously I don't need to explain why this is stupid, because how could Jimmy die? Because it's a prequel. I mean, maybe they could mean Gene Takovic. Gene might die, but maybe this is more deep. Maybe I'm not looking deeper enough into this theory. Maybe they're trying to say that Jimmy himself, the man we once thought we knew, the man Kim thought she knew, and now he's just a hollow version of Jimmy, possibly the tragic death of innocence. Because once he gets blood on his hands, Saul Goodman comes into like, okay, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Jimmy's not gonna die. We are done with that Iceberg for the time being. Maybe I could do a part 2, season 6 Iceberg if you guys really want it. I'm sure I could, I could whip that up real quick. You guys have been absolutely loving the Iceberg videos, and I mean, they're still as relevant as they were when they first came out, which is surprising to me, because usually stuff like this, YouTube would kill it right away and it dies out, gets oversaturated with bullshit. I think this is a genre of content that is here to stay on YouTube for at least the foreseeable future. I was stuck at 80 subs for a long ass time, and at the time of this recording, we are at 200 subs, and this is just a start, man. A lot of good shit, at least I think so, on the way. So yeah, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and a sub for similar content. This has been Deacon, and good night, guys.